November the 15th, 2017, 9:32 a.m. EST. At the moment this story goes online, gasoline in Sawasan, BC, is $1.45 a liter. Drive a mere 2 kilometers south into Point Roberts, WA, however, and gas can be had for the equivalent of $1 Canadian per liter. What gives? Canada has more oil than everyone except Venezuela and Saudi Arabia, and we remain the single largest foreign supplier of U.S. oil. So why are we paying a nearly 50% premium on a product that by all rights should be flowing from our kitchen faucets? All your questions are answered below. Special thanks to Jason Parent, a consultant with Kent Group Limited, who was particularly patient with our questions on the downstream petroleum market. Our status as a major oil producer is surprisingly irrelevant to what we pay for oil products. Think of oil like a big, juicy bluefin tuna. If a Nova Scotia fisherman pulls up a 400 kilograms tuna, he's not going to sell it to the diner down the street if he knows he can sell it to Japan for $600,000. Similarly, the minute Alberta pumps out of a barrel of oil, it's going to be sold to whoever's willing to pay the highest price. As a result, even if your next door neighbor is the Hebron oil platform, if you want to buy oil you've got to be prepared to pony up roughly the same price that a New Yorker would pay. The technical term for this is that we Canadians are price takers. If we want oil, we have to pay the same as the price makers in the much larger U.S. market. If you don't like this system, you can always do like Pierre Trudeau and impose an artificially low national price for oil. But a word of warning, it didn't go so well last time. Gas is a whole different product than crude oil. In late 2014, crude oil was about $80 a barrel and the average Canadian gasoline price was about $1.20 a liter. Nowadays, gas prices are about the same, but crude oil is only $55 a barrel. That doesn't seem right, does it? It does if you consider that in an average liter of Canadian gasoline right now, only 48 cents of the final cost is due to the cost of the crude oil used to make it. Refiners, gas station owners and the government all need to take their cut of a liter of gasoline, and the relative sizes of those cuts all contribute to the final price at the pump. It's like beer, it's basically free to make a drink from grain, hops and yeast, but the picture gets much more complicated when you have to factor in distribution, taxes, bartender salaries and all those Hockey Night in Canada commercials. Right now, for instance, our recent blip of high gas prices is being driven almost exclusively by high refining costs. Our taxes are way higher. The number one reason for high Canadian gas prices, by a long shot, is taxes. Road tax, carbon tax, federal excise tax, GST, HST and, in some cases, a municipal transit tax. Metro Vancouver, for one, keeps its SkyTrains running with a 17-cent per liter municipal gasoline tax. According to the Washington, D.C.-based Tax Foundation, the highest gas taxes in the United States are in Pennsylvania, where the total government take on a liter of gasoline is equivalent to 26 cents CDN. Compare that to Montreal, where drivers are paying 32 cents per liter in federal excise tax, provincial fuel tax and local transit tax.